ladies and gentlemen, we just figured out the trivia of the day. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash and Catch TV. Right over there, that is Keith Van Scyoc, and we are going to talk today about a fish. Did I get that right, by the way?
You got it close enough.
What? Before we get deep into this, tell me what is correct.
Proper pronunciation is Keith Van Scyoc.
Keith Van Scyoc.
Yes.
See, I've talked with people. Everybody I talk to has a different way.
Well, most announcers on games ask me how I want it pronounced also, but I had a good friend that was a great mentor of mine by the name of Scott Jones.
See, now that's easy to pronounce.
Yes. And he was a lawyer. He was from Centralia.
Yeah.
And his second wife happened to be from Omega, which is a little bitty town.
Little town. They have a store.
Yes. But anyway, I worked at the elevator for years, and her and her husband at that time would deliver grain to Frina. And her and Scott, whenever she was remarried to him, got in a big argument about, he said he knew Keith Van Scyoc. And she says, it's not Van Scyoc, it's Van Scyoc. And so he asked me at a game or one night, he says, Keith, he says, I've got to know what is the proper pronunciation.
Right.
And so I told him, I said, well, Scott, as bad as I want to tell you that you're right because you're a lawyer, I said, you are correct that that's the proper way, but your wife is also correct because nobody in our community, as long as I've been around, has ever pronounced it that way.
You're kidding.
No.
So you've been basically living your entire life with everybody pronouncing your name wrong.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Well, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, he's very open to anything. That's Keith Van Scyoc. I missed it worse up there, didn't I? I did it worse. Scyoc or Scyoc?
Scyoc. Yeah.
Wouldn't you think I'd have worked this out before we got on TV? But we're going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff today. He's the official in the IHSA, a basketball referee, along with some other stuff, and we're going to talk about that today as we do all kinds of business here on this beautiful January 27th, Wednesday, January 27th. Let's tell you what's going on around the area today. You're off the camera, so don't worry about it.
Good.
He says good. He's glad to be off camera. What's going on today? This is January 27th. No local events. I do know some blood drives coming up tomorrow and the next day, and we'll talk about those in the next couple of days. So you're not quite out of the woods yet. We do have some community events going on. However, not today. This is the fourth Wednesday in January, which this offers a unique opportunity for book lovers everywhere. This is Library Shelfy Day. Collectors of books tend to arrange their collections so their spines could be admired pleasantly, and others have a system of organization that results in an alternative art form. However your books are organized on the shelf, they're meant to be photographed and shared on social media. Personally, I have a nice bookshelf of my own, and I just put whatever fits. And for that matter, you can kind of see here, I don't have too many books on the shelf, but they're all mainly, actually the ones up there are just so they don't fall over, Keith.
Yeah.
There's some good books up there, but I just want to make sure they don't fall over. Library Shelfy Day celebrates folks' opportunities and celebrates your bookshelves. Folks take when you instead of a selfie, you take a library shelfie. Visit your local library, check out theirs, and then you get a chance to throw that on your social media and just enjoy the love of books. So that's a nice thing to do today. The New York Public Library, by the way, founded a Library Shelfie Day. I believe they did that about 10 years ago or so, as a way to observe various national holidays by displaying shelfies representing books from each day. So there you go, Library Shelfy Day. More importantly, however, folks, this is National Chocolate Cake Day. National Chocolate Cake Day celebrates the cake that more people favor than any others. More often than not, folks celebrate special occasions like anniversaries, birthdays, and weddings with cake. Why not enjoy chocolate cake on January 27th each year? In America, chocolate is consumed primarily as a beverage until the 1830s or 1840s, but after that, they started putting them in cakes. Chocolate cakes mostly didn't exist then. However, according to the Dover, Delaware Post, the chocolate cake was born in 1765 when a doctor and chocolate maker teamed up in an old mill. The popular cookbook author Eliza Leslie published the earliest chocolate cake recipe in 1847 in the Lady's Receipt Book. And unlike chocolate cakes we know today, this recipe used chopped chocolate. Other cooks of the time, such as Sarah Tyson Rohr and Maria Parloa, all made contributions to the development of the chocolate cake. The first boxed cake mix, now that's what I would probably be more apt to use, the boxed cake mix or the brownie mix. First one came out from a company called O. Duff and Sons in the late 1920s, and then Betty Crocker the first released her dry cake mix in 1947. You've probably enjoyed Betty Crocker cakes over the years. What's your favorite chocolate cake? Do you have a favorite? Really?
And chocolate's my favorite too. So
see, now this is perfect for you.
yeah.
You ever think of the German chocolate cake as your favorite? I just don't understand. I don't like, some folks like the German chocolate cake. I'm not a big fan of the coconut icing that they put on that German chocolate cake. That's
correct. I don't care for that either. I like something that's nice and sweet. And
yeah. I'm like, it's just you're just beating a dead horse. You don't need that. That's exactly right. What else going on today? This is this entire month, the entire month of January, it celebrates an iconic dish in Mexican cooking. It's menudo, National Menudo Month. It's a Mexican soup made from beef, tripe, and hominy. It's that's what it looks like, and I must tell you that, Keith, that I have never tried Mexican menudo soup.
Doesn't sound very good. I don't like hominy.
You don't like hominy at all?
No.
Oh, yeah, you're not going to like it because it does. There's a picture of it. It looks loaded with hominy, and I was trying to figure out what that other stuff is in there, and that must be I don't know if that's what beef tripe is, or I thought beef tripe would just been like a stomach or something. Yeah. Isn't tripe the belly? You worked in agriculture. What is tripe?
Have no idea. It kind of looked like morel mushrooms.
It really did. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what tripe is. So there you go. That's what do you do? If you enjoy menudo, hope you enjoyed it at some point this month. What is on television? What do you want to see on TV? Actually, here in about a week or week and a half, you're going to be able to see some high school sports basketball presumably coming up. But tonight it's NBA basketball. It's the Lakers at the Sixers. That's on ESPN, channel 601. It's a doubleheader. That's at 6:30. They'll be followed up by the Timberwolves at the Golden State Warriors. NHL hockey, one game on television tonight. The Blackhawks at Nashville taking on the Preds in their quick turnaround game, and that's on channel 216. And on NCAA men's basketball, a slew of games to tell you about. ESPN2, channel 638, has Georgia at South Carolina, and that's at 6 o'clock, followed by Kansas State at number 2 Baylor. Triple header on Fox Sports 1 starting at 6 o'clock. Creighton's at Seton Hall. St. John's is at DePaul. Utah State is at UNLV. SEC Network, you like the SEC or the Big Ten best? in
Well, I'm not a
basketball.
great Kentucky fan, so I'd have to say Big Ten.
Big Ten. I'm with you. Kentucky plays on Tuesday night. On the SEC network, 5:30 Vanderbilt is at Florida, followed by Ole Miss at Arkansas. Big Ten network, that's channel 610. It's Penn State at Ohio State at 6 o'clock, followed by Wisconsin at Maryland, and that'll just about do it for all those. That is Keith Van Scyoc. I am Bruce Dickey. We'll be right back. Going to talk some officiating here on Big Talk. Tell some stories. Back after this. Stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Does your home show signs of foundation problems? Call the experts at Woods Basement Systems. Our Power Brace system can fix the problem permanently and help protect the value of your home. Call Woods Basement Systems today. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Presumably. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Right over there is Keith Van Scyoc. He is an IHSA referee in 3 different sports. How you doing, Keith?
I'm just great.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to get your name right the rest of the time, so that's the plan anyway. Appreciate you being here. Tell everybody a little bit about where you're from and your family and stuff like that, because I know you have people around.
Yes. The name Van Scyoc is not very well known, so if you see or hear the name Van Scyoc, you'll know that they're related to me. But I have a wife and 4 kids. I've been married 45 years.
Congratulations.
For refereeing 45 years and a woman to stay with you 45 years, I've got a good one. So
that's exactly right.
She's either kept me around for that long or I've kept her around. But
or she was glad to have you out of the house a few nights every week.
Yeah, because when you get snowed out or the weather knocks you out of a game, and you go home and you get into their routine, it's not good. But I have 4 kids, 3 boys and a girl.
Well, I know where Jamie is. He's
Yes.
the educator.
Jamie's the educator there at South Central now. I have one. His name, anybody that in the area knew him as Scooby. But his actual name is Jeremy.
Okay. Where's he
And
now?
So he's in Springfield.
Okay.
And my third son, his name is Kyle. He's married, runs his own construction business, lives in Frina. And my daughter, which my wife says is a clone of me, but she lives in Frina and married and has 2 kids. She's actually works not too far from this building. She's an EMT.
Really?
Works out of Clay County Hospital.
She's just about half a mile down the road then.
Yes.
That's good for her. Well, that's cool. Now, I'm asking you on the show here today because I know you can tell fun stories. Hopefully you can tell fun stories. I know you can. You're an official.
Yes.
I can tell we can talk about your work if you want to tell stories about that too. But nah,
That's okay.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. What made you want to? How long? You said you've been an official 45 years.
Yes.
Why did you become an official? And in what sport did you start?
I always enjoyed sports. I started in basketball.
Okay.
Back in the day, whenever I started, the gyms were really small, and people were really right on top of you.
They called them cagers for a reason, didn't
Yeah, and there were some gyms that I reffed in that you couldn't shoot a 3-pointer from the corner because there wasn't enough room for you to stand.
they? There's still like 1 or 2 like
Yes.
that, aren't there?
Yes, but
Did you like those smaller gyms, or I mean, do you like? I can understand not like having the fans on top of you.
the smaller gyms were good whenever we had 2-man officiating.
Yeah.
But since the sport has went to 3-man officiating, the kids are so much faster, bigger, better, and they're coached to be that way. Working a 3-man game in a big gym is a treat compared to being in a small gym now.
Do you ever think back to not to the late '70s whenever you did get started? Do you ever think back to the speed of the kids today, or the speed of the game today versus back then? I mean, the scoring has gone up and then come back down. There were teams back in the 1970s that were scoring 80 a game too, just like now. But
I can remember a game back in the 70s, might have been 1970, that the score was like 21-18.
that seems like a slow game.
It would have had to been Carling that coached at KC.
Yeah.
He was coach at Ken Mundy Alma.
Okay.
And I believe that was Ken Mundy Alma and Frontal Grove. That score was a very, very low scoring game.
Is that what made them want to combine to South Central?
I don't know. Yeah, a lot of talent from Ken Mundy Alma and a lot of talent from Frontal Grove. Yes, I think that helped help things.
I suspect that. But it has the game that you say the players are the players really about the same size now? Or are they just more? Or they're fitter? Maybe. Do you
I think they're fitter. I think the everybody has a weight room anymore, just about.
Yeah.
So they're more physical
really
than what they used to be.
No kidding. I mean, because I'm used to seeing basketball, from the old NEC. And,
Right.
And from the 70s to like 1995 is when I kept a good eye. Well, probably until about 2020 or 2015, I kept a good eye on it. I always thought I can remember we had bad teams when I went to school. Fairfield was not a very good basketball. We thought we were good, but we weren't, and we just beat the tar out of other people. Just physically, just pushed them and pushed them and pushed them. And I thought that kind of backed off over the years. That's really not right, though. Everywhere else, is it?
It just depends on the teams.
Really?
I believe so, and the level of the basketball. I think you'll see a definite difference between a 1A game and a 3A game, just because of the physicality. And a lot of schools have football.
Yeah.
And the players come right out of football into basketball, and some schools don't have football.
They're used to contact.
Yes, and so it makes a big difference. But there again, your officiating crew makes a big difference on what they're going to tolerate and what they're going to let go too.
You mentioned 1A versus 3A. What's your typical, what levels do you officiate for the most part?
For the most part, I work 1A, 2A. There's not a lot of 3A schools in my area.
You'd have to be going over to St.
Right.
Louis Metro East?
Yes, in the metro area. And 4A, you'd have to be over there because the only 4A schools in our area are right there around St. Louis.
Do you ever miss not? It's a different style of ball, Class 3A versus 3A and 4A versus Class 1A and 2A. Do you miss not being able to officiate more of the higher level of basketball?
Not really. A game's a game.
Yeah.
And whether you're doing a fifth grade game or you're doing a championship game in a state series, it's still the most important game to those kids that are out there at that time. So me and my crew, we try to keep that in mind every night when we go out on the court.
And that's the most important part of it, isn't it?
Yes, it's the game's about the kids, and my wife has always reminded me of that,
Did you ever have to be reminded?
Well, she was my best critic.
Well, wait a minute. She may not have been your best critic, but the one you would have to listen to most.
Yeah. But she was one that, with 4 kids, she's seen a lot of sports, a lot of basketball.
I bet she has.
And so if she's seen something in the game that I was doing wrong, usually I was. So
that's Keith Van Scyoc. I'm Bruce Dickey. We're going to come back, talk all kinds of stuff. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Back in a sec.
Does your home show signs of foundation problems? Call the experts at Woods Basement Systems. Our Power Brace system can fix the problem permanently and help protect the value of your home. Call Woods Basement Systems today. Woods, the all things basementy experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basementy experts.
Scheid Diesel Service Company is your anything diesel full-service center and fuel injection shop. Scheid Diesel offers the quickest turnaround times to get you back on the road. Scheid Diesel can service any diesel engine from agricultural, construction, heavy-duty truck, and automotive. Let Scheid rebuild your pump, injectors, or turbos. Need custom fuel lines? Scheid has you covered. With a drive-in service, they offer a variety of services, including oil changes, engine rebuilds, DOT inspections, and DPF cleanings. For unmatched quality, think Scheid Diesel Service Company. Anything diesel. Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get ahead of the game at Carter Athletic Academy, where the goal is to transform you into the best young athlete you can be. Train for top performance in football, volleyball, soccer, baseball, and softball. Professional private lessons and clinics are always available with Carter Athletic Academy's expert training staff. Carter's exclusive Hit Track system brings skill development as well as exciting gameplay to batting cages. Plus, the Academy is the perfect spot for your special event or celebration. The Carter Athletic Academy in Fairfield. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Talking today with Keith Van Scyoc, and we are talking about. Actually, we're going to talk a little bit about college officiating, talk a little bit about high school officiating, talk about just all kinds of different stuff. Tell me a little bit. You've officiated basketball, baseball, and softball, right?
Correct.
What is I guess that you've done it longer, I guess you enjoy basketball the most, or
yes.
It seems like softball to be the easiest money.
Softball is probably the easiest money, but there's not I like the action, the moving part. That's just like volleyball. Volleyball, my daughter played, but it was really hard for me to watch because it's just not enough action. And with basketball, to me in basketball, your officials are so much more into the game because of the ball moving, the players moving, that you have to be more aware of what's going on.
Something I've always wondered, I'm going to ask you, I've already asked him a couple during a break, and we'll probably ask those again. But something I've always wondered of a basketball official, do you know what the score is most of the time, or do you ever even pay attention to it?
Don't really pay attention to it until it gets down towards the end of the game.
Really? Into the quarters don't even matter to you what score is, do they?
No.
Why do you have to know at the end of the game just to kind of brace yourself for what a team might do, or if it's like if they might intentionally foul or something?
Yeah, there's a lot of variables when you're getting down close to the end of the game. As you said, they might foul. You want to be aware if that shot goes in, who's going to win? Are you going to have to run off the floor? Or are you going to walk? But there's just so many things that could change at the end of the game. And an official never wants to be told that you caused that game. You caused them to lose or whatever.
Right.
So whenever it comes down to the end and it's going to be a 1-point game, you want to make sure that you are protecting your offensive person, but yet you don't want to be the determining factor on making a call that wasn't there.
Let the kids do the game.
Pretty much.
Yeah. What's the biggest gymnasium you ever officiated basketball in? The biggest crowd. Let's put it that way.
Probably Robinson and Effingham.
Oh, really? Was that when Myers Leonard was there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was at Effingham?
It worked out that year. I had that game at Robinson.
Oh, really?
And I had that game at Effingham.
I bet they loved you.
Well,
the Effingham, the Robinson people might have.
It was 1-1.
Really?
Yes, they both won on their home court.
What was the smallest gymnasium you think you've worked in the 45-year smallest crowd?
Well, that probably would have had to been a little Lutheran school that's out in the country between Altamont and Frina.
Which one is that? I don't remember.
Bethlehem Lutheran.
Is that still there?
Yep, the church is.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I don't recall them ever having a school. When did that close, do you recall?
No, but I started in 1973, and I worked a lot of junior high ball for the first 10 years, and I worked in some pretty small ones.
Do you prefer, I think I asked Dave this last week, do you prefer the larger crowds or the smaller crowd? You can kind of hear the crowd better. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but the smaller the crowd, the more you can hear them, isn't it?
That's correct. I would just soon have a large crowd.
Right.
It's easier to get into the flow of the game, and when you get into the flow of the game, even though there are 1,000 people there, you don't realize that there's anybody there, because if you're calling me a name or something, I don't hear you because there's too many people out there. So it's easier to concentrate on the game when you have a large crowd.
Oh, no kidding.
Well, I think so, because you're not, a lot of times you don't hear the coach, you don't hear the fans, so therefore the only thing you've got to do is your job.
Okay, now you mentioned hearing the coach. I'm guessing that you try to have a particular level of tolerance
Correct.
to what coaches will tell you. Do you have you hear it? And I mean, I've been a broadcaster my whole life. I'll hear the term the magic word. Is there the magic word, or have you ever been called the magic word?
It depends on what the coach says and how far he takes it. But yes, there are some magic words that there's no warning or anything. It's just turn around and take your punishment. You know?
Yeah.
But the better officials try to find that happy median of tolerating with the coach. Communicate with the coach.
Yeah.
Communication in our job when you're out there on the court is the biggest tool that you can use is your communication, because you're using that for your crew to communicate with them, and you're also using it to communicate with the coach. And so
what is do you recall anything like particularly clever that a coach or a fan has said to you? I mean, you hear, oh, where'd you get your license, or Hucks or something like that.
I had a coach at Belleville Altoff one night, and he's from Flora.
Okay, yeah, Coach Lieb.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was refereeing over there, and he says, Keith.
He knew you.
Yeah, he knew me already. But he says, Keith, he says, you need to get new glasses. And I looked at him, I said, Coach, I just got them today. So that's the best thing that I've ever been able to come up with.
That's like you've been able to come back with.
And so all he could do is he just turned around and sat down. So.
Well, Coach Lieb has had plenty of success over there. He wasn't. I don't believe you were going to affect him one way or another.
Very nice guy. Very good coach. I mean, a class act as far as I'm concerned.
I tell you what, let's do this. Take a quick break. We're going to talk a little bit more about the coordination with how the crew works. A little bit about that, as well as I want to hear some other coaches' stories that maybe not quite as easy to get along with. We're not going to name names here, Keith.
Well, there's not really a lot of them that are hard to get along with if you work and communicate.
There you go. That's Keith Van Scyoc. I'm Bruce Dickey. We'll be right back after this. Stick around. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Does your home show signs of foundation problems? Call the experts at Woods Basement Systems. Our Power Brace system can fix the problem permanently and help protect the value of your home. Call Woods Basement Systems today. Woods, the all things basementy experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basementy experts.
That's probably true. Welcome back, folks. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Keith Van Scyoc is here, and we are talking about officiating. We're just telling stories. You ever gone up into the state series? How deep into the state tournament have you worked?
I've worked a girls' state tournament 3 times.
How different is coaching, refereeing upper level girls games to upper level boys games? I mean, other than the size of the crowd, the rules for the most part are the same, but there are some differences.
Yeah, in high school, your girls' rules and boys' rules are the same.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. A boys' game, I think the crowd is the biggest factor, because the crowd in a boys' state tournament is bigger than a girls' state tournament.
Yeah.
But you're up there 3 days, and those 3 days fly by in like 1 day. The first year you're kind of nervous. The second year and third year you're in the moment, you know. But you look at yourself and you think, well, I've worked a long time to get here.
Yeah.
And of course, probably a lot of times it's the first time you've been on TV.
Oh, really?
And or had
I guess
a game,
it would be, yeah.
Or had a game with media timeouts. So you're trying to make sure you do everything correct, plus referee the game.
That, I guess that's part of the job, isn't it? I mean, that's why they get the most experienced guys and gals up there to do it. You've been doing this for 40 years, 45 years. Who are some of the folks that you've worked with over the years that you've thought were outstanding officials?
Well, the list could be pretty long, because I belong to 2 different associations. I belong to one out of Centralia, belong to the one out of Effingham, but I have ties with the one down at Fairfield and down that way. One of my biggest mentors was Scott Jones from Centralia. I mean,
is that who helped get you into it, or
more or less? Yeah, he was one of the officers in our association at Centralia, so he really helped me. But then Jack Scott from the Effingham Association, Andy Pullen, Jim Wagner.
Yeah.
There was just a number of guys that helped me along the way. There's nobody that I can really say that.
If someone, I asked Dave this last week too, if someone is looking to become an official, you fully recommend that they do it, don't you? I mean, you fully recommend
absolutely
the vocation.
Absolutely. I mean, you'll find every once in a while somebody that has had nothing to do with sports and will be a very good official. But usually you'll find anybody that's any good. I mean, you've got to be able to be willing to put the time in, and work hard. But it's so rewarding if you want to go ahead and put the time. And the camaraderie, I mean, my officiating family is just like a family. I mean, over the years, I mean, I've got guys from Bloomington all the way down to southern Illinois, towards Indiana. 2 of my best friends I talk to weekly are out of Kentucky.
Oh, really?
And so it's a very rewarding job.
How long do you think does it take? Let me figure out how to put this. If, say, Joe Blow, hypothetical guy. Let's call him hypothetical guy. Came in and tried to be an official. Say I'm 30 years younger. I'm 24 years old, and I want to become official. How long do you think it would take before I realize I'm not good at it? At what point in an official's career do they realize, boy, you know, this isn't for me?
1 or 2 years.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, because the officials are getting guff from coaches and from fans all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Who tells them if they're not that good?
You'll figure that out, but your veteran officials from your associations and stuff will try and do everything that they can do to help a new official out. You know, how to control yourself, how to try to communicate, you know. And sometimes you just can't do it. I know a kid from our area, excellent ball player, one of the best to come out of our area. Went to college, played 4 years of basketball, came out, got his job, degree and everything, decided, you know, I want to officiate.
Going to help out.
So he got his license, started officiating, and we worked about 2 years. And I seen him and I asked him how he was doing. And he says, well, I quit officiating. I said, why? He says, I realized how bad of a person I was as a player whenever I thought the official was nothing but bad all the time. And he says, I just can't do it. So he says, I decided it was time to quit.
No kidding. That's a pretty knowledgeable self-reflection.
Yeah, because this kid was, I mean, he had a very successful career.
Is that right?
Yep.
So he realized. Let me see if I understand. He realized how poorly he treated officials when he was a player.
Correct.
And did not want to be treated that poorly as an official.
He couldn't take the hollering.
Is that right?
From the fans and stuff. Yep.
Well, at least you know yourself.
Yep.
I mean, and if you're going to get out of it, or if you're going to get into it, you better enjoy what you're doing because it's a commitment.
Yes. He found a respect for officials
that he may not have had prior.
Right. Yeah. But there's a lot of things that go into being an official too. I mean, officiating is probably the least thing that there is. It's got to work with your family. It's got to work with your job. You know, there's more things than just going out there and blowing the whistle.
You know, I got to tell you, there's a lot of fans who would say that you're entirely wrong when you say that.
Well, if you would talk to the wives of 100 people, 100 officials that go out on the road 4, 5, 6 nights a week, they'd tell you what was important.
I'm sure they would. That's Keith Van Scyoc. I'm Bruce Hick. We'll be back, wrap things up with Keith right after this word. Do stick around.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
When it comes to your banking, you have as many options as colors in the crayon box. That's why you can bank your way at Teutopolis State Bank. What works best for you may be different from what works best for your neighbor. Teutopolis State Bank is built to serve all your banking needs, whether it's online banking, mobile check deposit, text banking, or just stopping in to see them at one of their 3 convenient locations. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender, it's Teutopolis State Bank. Banking made personal since 1913.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Does your home show signs of foundation problems? Call the experts at Woods Basement Systems. Our Power Brace system can fix the problem permanently and help protect the value of your home. Call Woods Basement Systems today. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Hey folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Keith Van Scyoc is here, and we've been talking about officiating. You're going to get busy again, aren't you? Tell me a little bit about, do we know anything at all, or you're just going to basically start collecting phone calls?
The only thing we know definite is that junior high season will start next week.
Right.
Other than that, the high school, IHSA has a meeting tomorrow afternoon, I believe, and the guidelines and whatever's going to go on will happen then. The job that I would hate to have now would be the job of an AD, because once those guidelines come out, it's going to be a crapshoot out there whether they can find enough officials to take care of the games.
And you know, one of the interesting things about your job, especially in 2020 and 2021, folks might think that it's going to be upon officials to enforce quarantine and or pandemic rules, but that's not the case at all, is it?
No. Our only job is going to be to make sure that we are safe. Earlier in the year, whenever the talk came out, there was a talk about having to wear a mask. There was talk about wearing a whistle cover on your whistle. And at this point, I don't know what the guideline will be.
They had the electric whistle also.
That was first, and that was not a good. I mean,
They tried that, didn't they? For like in the, I think they tried that in the Olympics, or it was in that amateur basketball thing.
Yeah. Well, there was a big scramble to get those whenever that first came out, that we're going to play, and I've got one or two of them.
Oh, do you?
But they're not a very good sounding thing.
Do they connect to it's basically something you click on something, right?
You carry it in your hand, and it's got 3 different settings on it for volume, and it's got a wrist lanyard where you would have it in your hand, so you
won't drop it.
Right. And so you just have to coordinate. When your brain says blow the whistle, you better push the button. And I'm glad
that'd take a little getting used to, I would think.
Yeah, it would, Bruce. And like I said, as many years as I've got in, I don't know if I could adjust to doing that. It would really be different.
I would think not. All right, I haven't asked you if you've ever tossed a media member.
Never tossed a media member. never really had a problem with media. The only time that media was ever close to being in the way probably was whenever we worked state tournament, because you had
Down on the floor?
a lot of media guys around there. But never had a problem with media.
Well, you see, now we're all nice guys. That's
For the most part, they are, except for the ones that announce the games that want to badger the official.
Do you ever deal with, or do you ever have a public address guys that are, let's say, they're like they want to be like the pro basketball games, where the pro games, they are rough and they're rough, and they are certainly prejudiced and biased.
Yep.
But at the high school and the grade school levels, junior high level, those guys are supposed to be. Those guys are working for the administrators, and they are part of the administration of the game, right? Have you ever had to deal with one of those guys being a little bit biased?
The only ones that get to be a little bit biased a lot of times are the person that's sitting behind that book,
Really?
keeping the book for the game.
The official scorer.
Yes, excuse me. The official score. That's the only ones that I've ever had a problem with.
No kidding. What have you run into with the official score? The reason I ask, I'm in my experience, the official score. Well, I take that back. I did know some that did work. They did their work with a sharpened pencil. Let's put it like that.
Well, whether you call it a sharpened pencil, the thing that I think upsets most officials is, okay, let's say you're keeping the book.
Right.
I call a foul on number 23, and I go over and report this foul, and you're looking at that guy and giving him the number, and he's going like this, shaking his head no. Like, no, he didn't do that. And so after you've had them 2 or 3 times, you finally get tired of it. So there's been a few times that I've threatened to take the book person off the table.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I guess I was just confused as to what they were doing, but I mean, they were basically arguing the call with you on the sideline.
Correct.
Well, that can earn a bench.
And usually it's, whoever, they're the home team.
Yeah.
So
home team provides the official score.
Yeah. They couldn't be unbiased, either that or last year I had a guy that actually made a couple comments after when we.
That is about the most unprofessional thing I've ever heard. I mean, I'm just not used to seeing the official scorer being unprofessional.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
So you give them the ultimatum, you have to be completely unbiased or we will remove you from the table.
You've never had to do that?
No, I've never done it.
Wow.
But you have to put it out there,
Have parents changed over the past? I mean, that's basically for here for the next season. It's going to be typically only parents in the gymnasiums for a while.
Yeah, and I don't know. Whenever they were talking at the very beginning, Bruce, there would be no parents because whenever they were on a maximum 50 people in the gym, between your
media
teams,
wasn't going to be there either.
No, between your teams and your players and your staff and stuff, you weren't going to have enough. So I don't know what the guidelines are going to be even yet now. There
is talk. Let me put it this way. Then there is talk that they will permit 50 spectators. In addition to the 50 staff and teams that will work that will be in attendance at the games, and I think media is going to be part of the 50 spectators. Right. But that's like we said, it's coming out tomorrow.
Right.
Have parents changed since 1975 or whenever you started doing this?
I think parents have gotten worse. Mainly a lot of times because they don't know what the rules are, because the rules change every year, every other year, and a lot of people don't keep up on it. A lot of times they think the officials aren't controlling the game, things like that. But I would say, because I still call some junior high basketball, I would say that the fans at a junior high basketball are the worst fans that there is now.
Is that right?
Yep.
Just because maybe they're newer to the game than the high school fans?
I think. I mean, I was a parent. Of course, I thought my kids were great too, but
kids never made an error.
They all think their kids are great, and they all make mistakes. But their parents at a junior high game are a lot different.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have really. And the students basically haven't changed over the years.
No, the students are.
They've been loud forever.
They've been loud forever, which that's what they're there for. They're there to back their teams and stuff.
They're having fun.
I mean, I called a lot of junior high ball at Flora whenever I came here. In fact, only gym I ever called in that had a carpet floor.
Oh, the gym over here in
McHenry.
That's right, McHenry School.
A lot of heated games in there between Flora and Louisville and Coach McGrew and stuff.
Who are some of your favorite coaches to work with?
Oh, I loved working with Mac. Mac, whenever I was a young official, he was great. I mean, I've never really run across a bad one that I really didn't like.
Yeah.
What's nice is over the years you get such a broad perspective of places to go to that a lot of times you go to a gym, the coach don't really even know who you are.
Really?
Sometimes, especially the visiting coach. But everybody around, most coaches are all class acts.
Are some more apt to speak with you and more eager to communicate with you on the court than others? Because you, like you say, the communication is the key.
Yeah. You, as long as you will listen to a coach and try to give him an answer, that's all he wants. He just wants to be heard. Now there are a few that they want to completely officiate the game, and that's whenever you have to make the guideline is you do your job and I'll do mine and we'll get the game over with.
Why'd you start doing baseball and softball in addition?
Baseball I played, so there was always an avid thing to do that.
Yeah.
I started doing baseball and I quit. That baseball hits you from a high school pitcher coming off a bat or whatever. It hurts quite a bit.
The pads that you guys have don't work all that well.
Don't work all that well. I started doing softball in high school, and a friend of mine asked me to go to an NCAA rules meeting for softball, and so I went to that and started doing college softball, and I worked college softball about 20 years, but mainly just in the area in Division III and JUCO. So,
a friend of mine thought that softball was for him. He thought it was the easiest money of the bunch. It maybe didn't pay as much as baseball or as basketball, but he thought, I mean, and just in case you're looking into getting into officiating as a little side cash, which it is.
It is. It's really great for students, kids going to college and stuff, to have a way to earn money. When you put it down for dollars per hour, you can make some pretty decent money compared to flipping burgers and stuff.
Well, that's the thing. You do a tournament.
Yeah,
say
right.
a softball tournament some weekend, and it pays.
Yeah, you can make $300 to $500 on a weekend, maybe.
Really?
If you work. Well, if you're working a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But high school tournaments are a little different than what this travel ball stuff is. But it's a way to earn some money.
How long do you think you're going to keep at it? I'm running out of time here. But
I get asked that all the time.
I see. I figured I was asking the first one to ask you. I thought I was the first one rude enough to ask you that. You get asked that by coaches. When are you quitting?
One college coach 2 years ago asked me, he says, Keith, when you going to retire? And I said, Coach, who are you talking about, you or me? But as long as I feel good and I feel that I'm doing service to the kids out there, that's I'll keep going as long as I can.
Well, there you go, Keith. That's great here. That's great news for everybody. Stay well, and best of luck to you here in this upcoming whatever kind of season we're going to have.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be good, and we can get things lined out. And like I said, it's all about the kids. I really hate to see the kids have lost what they've lost.
Couldn't put it any better myself. That's Keith Van Scyoc. Thanks very much, folks, for watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.